Falconer TRX, least number of wins Miami needs this year.
10 regular season minimum. A 9-3 regular season is a failure. And I saw that there was somebody at 247 Sports who predicted 9-3 and did it in a way that, like, honestly, this is not what happened. When I saw what the prediction was in my head canon, I saw this guy sitting at his desk or computer and said, what 3 games can I pick for Miami to lose that would piss Cameron James Underwood off the most? And then pick those as the 3 losses. Do you want to guess which 3 losses those were, Mark? If you look at the schedule?
He specifically went through the schedule. And,
he put the schedule
and went 9-3.
No, it was posted on Twitter. He put 9-3, but like, yeah, he picked 3 losses. Honest, I swear to God, what 3 would make Cam the most angry?
Florida State
and
Florida
and.
They don't play Clemson.
This is niche for me, and I don't know why, but it is.
I'm pulling up their schedule right now because obviously they don't play everyone in the ACC. The other one that would really piss you off would be the most likely loss is at Louisville.
And that's 3. And those are the 3 games that this guy said Miami is going to lose this year on his prediction that he published in front of the world. I was telling a friend of mine, I was telling my boy Fred, if that were to come to pass, first of all, losing to both Florida and Florida State, especially this Florida team, and then Louisville, who, like I said, just gets under my skin in a way that, like, really doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know why they so trigger me. Like, I won't call him a friend, but like there's someone in my circle of acquaintances who like sometimes just says one thing and it just gets on my last goddamn nerve. And that is the Louisville Cardinals. And all the time, for no reason, like I have the same vitriol for them as I do Florida and Florida State. I don't know why, but I do. But this guy goes down and says 9-3 with those 3. I will rage. I will rage in such an epic way if that were to be the case. And 3 and again, there are not 3 good losses on this regular season schedule. And on top of that, we're going all in to get somewhere. Whether that's Charlotte for the ACC championship game and then potentially a playoff or we are not spending this money. Oh, sorry, not we. The Canes Connection NIL collective, right, is not spending this NIL money for no goddamn 9-3. We did not go out here and get no Cam Ward and then say, okay, in this window, spending to get the guys that we need to go compete for no goddamn 9-3. I will rage. And you lose to both of those teams in the state of Florida, and that then makes Florida State 4 in a row. So again, regardless of whatever else happens, right, and whatever else I've said, now that goes on however many 1,500 days, 1,700 days until we could potentially beat them, right? So again, who cares on how you're building the roster if you can't beat us? So would say the Florida State people, and then that I would rage. I'm not going to say 11 or 12 is the least number of wins, but it has to be 10 regular season. As the floor, it has to be. It has to be. There is nothing else that could possibly be acceptable at this point in time for the schedule. And as pillowy soft, Charmin soft as it is, the roster that we've built, the quarterback that we have coming back leading us this year, and it has to be 10 regular season wins or more. I've said it so many times. This is a season where it has to come together. It has to. And now, whatever happens from there is what happens, right? Pretend that the Miami Hurricanes season trajectory, and I'm not wishing this on anybody, and I never wish for injuries. I hate them, and I will never, ever understand anybody who does. If our season has the same trajectory as 2023 Florida State, where we go into the final week, unfortunately, Cam Ward would sustain an injury where he's not able to go forward. Go and win the ACC championship game and then get left out of the playoff. You know what? It is what it is. And that would be a successful season with an all-time question of what could have happened had those injuries not been sustained. Because I know the Florida State fans feel the same way, where if they had not had injuries befall their team, what could have happened? That'll be a what if since forever. But like, the season is set up too well.
Can I alter your scenario just because the new college football playoff format guarantees that all conference champions will be in the playoff?
Well,
What
yeah.
if they're undefeated going into the conference championship game and they lose and Cam Ward's not available? How about that?
Again, it would be you would have to qualify it as a successful season, but it would have a sour taste in your mouth at the end, and it would be frustrating to not be at full strength or as close to full strength as possible towards a conclusion. But looking back, right, if we're here, 6 months from now, right? Well, not 6 because that's in the middle of the season, or 7 because that's the middle of the season. So 8 months from now in January, right? And say, okay, this team went 12-1, lost in the playoff. Cam got injured early, and nothing was the same, and we weren't able to get it together. And 11-1, 12-0 regular season plus an ACC championship, the first ever for the Miami Hurricanes, and all those things. Yes. It would have to be looked at as a successful season, even with not reaching what would be a reasonable ultimate goal of a national championship that would have been presenting itself as you go into the playoff. But yeah, on the other side, like again, 9-3 is unacceptable with this schedule. And don't let it be 10-2 and it be 2 ACC losses and you don't even make it to Charlotte. That's unacceptable. Like you have to. It's just an all-in season. Like I know that like I want to be pragmatic and like, well, things can happen, but like I'm just not even accepting that, things can happen, or random acts of God. Like we just have to. This has to be the year. It's all there for us. It's there for the taking, especially with the roster, and that roster put up against the schedule that they will have to traverse for 4 months. It has to be this year. It really does.
Of course, understanding that 9-3 would be their best season since 2017.
Absolutely. And it still wouldn't be good enough for this team in this scenario that we're faced with this season.
Falconer, apparently the FSU show fan who wanted to go toe-to-toe with me didn't show up tonight. Of course he didn't.
Yeah, no, he got enough of that last week. He was like, oh no, what am I doing? No. I signed up for more than I can chew. Dude, to Falconer's last super chat, is ESPN trolling Miami with the "is the U back?" Yes, they are. And no one is saying that. Okay, wait. Let me stop, because absolutes are things that I want to stay away from. I do not believe that any reasonable Miami fan is saying that Miami is back, because back is only determined with positive game results. Now, you can be optimistic and say, hey, we have potentially the best quarterback we've had since Ken Dorsey. So says Cam. We have a roster where we have guys who can play all over, and we have a schedule that on paper seems navigable. There are 2 bye weeks because this is a leap year, so you get the extra day in the season, and that so happens. So you get time to get healthy in the middle of the season, so you don't have a 4 weeks bye week and then 8 straight, which has been the ACC's standard mode of operations when they give a Miami Hurricane schedule. So they can't even do that because there's the extra week. So, there's that's positive and things like that. Yeah, I believe all of those things to be true, but I do not believe that there's a reasonable Miami fan who is saying concretely the U is back. You know who is saying that, who asks that? Rival fans and journalists. Oh, here they go saying the U is back. Okay, then ESPN write an article. Is the U back? Well, nobody's saying that. Nobody. I know that the players aren't saying it because they haven't been winning to the point where they would say that. You damn sure know that the coaches aren't saying it. Mario Cristobal, with 2 national championships from his time as a player here. The U back? Is there a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback on the team right now? Are there college football Hall of Famers at multiple positions? Are there NFL Hall of Famers at multiple positions? Well, that can still be adjudicated, right? But like nobody, people asking that question just speaks to the level of impact that Miami has in the landscape of college football, because college football is better when the Miami Hurricanes are good. And if I take it to a different sport, you know what's really fun right now? And not my team, not my city. It is really fun that the New York Knicks are playing good basketball in the playoffs. The Madison Square Garden during a Knicks playoff game, I know that there's a lot of younger people probably watching this. Y'all have not seen something like that. When NBC used to have the NBA contract and they would always put those games at 1:00 on Sunday afternoon, woo, it was a moment. And you start to feel some of that because they've been waiting forever for anything like that. And you turn those games on that are in Madison Square Garden, and that bit is jumping. And it's like, yo, this is awesome. This is great. You feel the passion coming out of that. And I think the playoffs are better for that, right? I think that the same can be said for the University of Miami Hurricanes. If the Canes get to that level of success, it just permeates across the landscape in a different way. And you know how I know that that's true? Notre Dame 2017. And I hate that it's a singular data point. And actually, you can go the week before with the Virginia Tech game because that was an 8 p.m. ABC game also. But, I mean, you ask any college football fan worth their salt, hey, Miami Notre Dame in 2017. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. That everybody knows, bro. And we want it to be that. And even if you're not a Hurricanes fan, deep down, because I'm not a Knicks fan, but it is fun seeing that building and that building jump like that and that team having that success. I think that's the same thing in the world of college football. So yeah, it's more on other people. What was the line from A Few Good Men? Deep down, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're in places that, are dark and by yourself, right? When you're alone with your thoughts, if you go deep down, you want the Miami Hurricanes in the top conversation in the world of college football. And there's so many outlets, and because everybody wants to be not right, but first. So it looks like Miami could potentially be building something. So is the U-back conversation comes up? Is the U-back? No. Are we building something that could potentially bear the kind of success that we've seldom had recently? Absolutely. But I'm excited to see where this team goes. And I mean, they're not necessarily trolling with that, but trying to get ahead of the narrative curve, I guess.